Hey Thrivers, you're listening to episode number 17. Today, Christine and I are catching up, juggling kids, work, and prepping for 4th of July parties.
Not only are we recording this 2 days before July 4th, I'm getting my house ready for family and friends who will be here this weekend to celebrate Nora's first birthday. We've talked about milestones before, and today Rachel and I are talking about all the things we do for our kids.
Oh, the things we do for our kids. From potty training accidents to over-the-top birthday parties, this week we're talking about some of the things we love and some of the things we would never do again. Keep listening for laughs, encouragement, and I forgot to write. I was like, oh my God.
Welcome to The Thrive, a podcast for working moms. This is for all the women and moms listening. If you work from home, in an office, run your own business, or are the CEO of your family, this podcast is for you. Because at the end of the day, all moms are working moms. Rachel and Christine invite you to celebrate the victories, get advice, listen to their mom fails, and to know you aren't alone, to thrive in your everyday life.
Hey guys, this is Rachel
And Christine.
We are recording today from Christine's house.
Holla.
But
Is that cool anymore? No.
I don't know.
Holla. What's up? Flashback.
It's still cool. We're so cool. So yeah, it's not our usual time because it's a holiday week.
And husband's working late.
Yes, I feel like this time of year, my hubby is always busy. It's like the busiest time of year for his work. And Robert, Christine's husband, is probably going nuts right now because he works for Wegmans and the new store here in Lancaster is opening in what?
Just a few months, yeah. And so he's just working late nights and getting things together, and he loves it. It just means that I'm not as flexible during the evenings because he's out late. But
yeah.
He's working hard.
That's just how it is because I totally get it. I feel like it's so nice when they're home at a regular time and we can be like, okay, kids are with our hubbies. Let's go hang out.
Right.
But that isn't always how it is. So sometimes people ask us things like, well, how on earth do you find time to do this? And honestly, we just kind of make time. Like we like hanging out anyway. So I love that the podcast, I feel like a few months ago when we first started, we both were like, I love that it gives us a reason to like have to get together at least once a week.
Yes, it's really great. And we figured out a routine. And like Rachel said, it's not always a perfect schedule, but like today she has her daughter here and my daughter is in her crib, not napping, and I hope she lasts for the next half hour. But we just make it work because we love getting together and we love bringing you guys a new episode every week. So here we are.
Yeah. So 4th of July this year is weird, I think, because it's on a Wednesday, which is like smack in the middle of the week. And I feel like it just messes up everyone's schedule. Like people that do work full time, like it's so strange to have a day off in the middle of the week.
Now, it's all my days off currently because of being a teacher, but that can be really hard with a holiday weekend. And I know people don't always have their days off for the holiday on the actual holiday, or like which weekend do you go away? So gotta make it work.
We were away this past weekend and oh my gosh, traveling with kids.
Oh, I was just going to say it's the worst. No, I just mean it's very different.
Yes. The way home was actually great. The way down, my kids, oh my gosh, the things we do for them, like we plan our schedules around theirs. So like we specifically left at, a specific time in the evening because we knew, okay, well, if they eat and then we give them time to go to the bathroom and then they'll just want to sleep.
Magic.
And it did not happen. We left at like 7:30 p.m. and Rowan is usually in bed by 7:30 and she somehow stayed awake the whole time. Reagan was awake the whole time and she's old enough she complains.
Did you have a talk with them before you left and said, listen, we are traveling. It is bedtime.
I guess I should have.
Well, because remember last week Sherry came on the
episode,
the podcast, and she said you always set the expectation. So
you know what?
Girl,
that is so good.
It's sleep time.
Maybe I should have done that. Or just like
put
them in their jammies or like, I don't know. But we even like thought we would tire them out. So we left from Reagan actually did horseback riding last week. It was her gift from my parents.
Oh, I saw the pictures.
Yes, it was so fun. It was like the only day it worked. And I was like, well, we're leaving for the beach, but we'll come. That actually puts us in the right direction. And then we'll leave from there.
Yeah.
So I assumed she would just be exhausted, but maybe it was just too much fun.
Well, and you can't plan for it. And it's probably the times where you think they're not going to sleep in the car and then they fall asleep. Yeah. So you do the best you can and you get down there. But I feel like you kind of have to change your expectations almost, or not lower them, but not expect it to go perfectly or plan too much because you can't plan for everything, and you kind of have to go into it knowing that vacations are different.
They are.
I don't know how you do it with 2 girls,
well, sometimes they're fun. They're actually in a stage where sometimes it's really fun because they actually want to play together and things like that. Compared to a year ago, where like they were just very different stages. Like they're at the point where they can do things together. So speaking of doing things together and lowering expectations, maybe I should say like lowering your head. I don't know if I'm just going through a clumsy phase. Like if I have depth perception issues.
Maybe you need glasses.
Recently, like a month ago, I took the girls to Tiny Town, and maybe I do need glasses. But at Tiny Town,
we'll come back to that.
Like all of the little buildings are small and like
it's called Tiny Town.
I mean, yeah. But the one you can step in and like help your kids if you need to. And the one has like the library area has like a little loft. And the loft is only maybe half of like the little area. So when you first step in, you have headspace, and then like the loft is like the back part. So you have to duck a little bit. Well, I bent down to pick something up.
Oh my
gosh. When I bent down, I was in the tall part, but when I stood up, oh my gosh, I was
not
seeing
in the tall part.
Stars. I stood up and like I must have turned, and my head nailed the edge of this loft thing. I was with our friend Laura, and I literally came out and like grabbed her by the shoulder and was like, just stand here for a second because I'm seeing stars.
Rachel.
My head hurts so bad. Well, I survived. I just had a nice knot on the back of my head.
Did you put your essential oils on?
I did put the owie on it.
Perfect.
I was like, is it just for kids?
That is awful. This sounds silly to say, but I hate hurting myself. Like after you do it, you're like, why did that just happen?
Well, I had like a flashback to the Tiny Town incident because when we were at the beach this weekend, the girls wanted to go on some of the rides at the arcade. And so we went on this little hot air balloon ride. I was like, I don't really want to go on it. Kyle, you should go on. But he's like, you're smaller, and like you have to sit in the hot air balloon thing with them.
Yeah.
So
memories. These are all
it was like
memories.
just as hot down there as it is here, which is really hot. And so I should have known from the get-go this might not be a great idea, but I was like, it was kind of like a carousel idea. So I was thinking, oh, well, maybe there'll be a breeze, but it just gets worse. So as I'm like getting into the ride, I didn't even hit my head that hard, but I didn't realize I had to duck so far because like I made it through like the doorway, and then there was like this little part of the hot air balloon design. I don't even know how to explain it. But I hit my head, just the top of my head, on this stupid little kiddie ride. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, both of the girls were already in it. And I felt like I had to like rush to get in, because there's other people waiting in line.
Oh, there's pressure
So
there.
I just like sucked it up. I sat in the ride and was like, I just secretly wanted to cry. But I was holding it together. And I put my hand up to like touch where I had bumped my head to see if I had like a bump. And when I pulled my hand away, and Christine, I had blood on my hand.
Bleeding.
I made myself bleed.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say I see a common theme here is that you're hitting your head and you should probably wear a helmet.
I probably should.
But you just told me that you scratched your foot today when you were outside, so I don't know what to say.
Well, all of the times
Bubble
that I
wrap.
do these dumb things, it's when I'm doing things for my kids. So I probably wouldn't have hit my head if it was a ride designed for grown people. Like, if it was
really,
not a child's ride.
A mom issue here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, seriously, like, I'm just sucking it up as we go around. And let me tell you, the breeze I thought there might be didn't exist.
Well,
and the hot air balloons weren't open the whole way around. Like, part of them actually had glass. So I was in like this hot glass bubble. And my head was bleeding. It was terrible.
Okay, so I first think you do need to go get your eyes checked because maybe there is a depth perception issue.
Oh my gosh, there might be.
I'm just saying, I'm not a clinical doctor, but
maybe it's from hitting my head so many times.
Probably that is true. So then you can also get fitted for your helmet. But
oh my gosh.
It is okay.
I actually just hit Christine on the shoulder.
Safety first. Now you're turning your aggression towards me. But it's true that like it's for your kids. Because let me think of it this way. If you were somewhere with just Kyle and you had hit your head, right? I would do this. I'd be the biggest baby or be like, carry me out of here. I need ice cream, right? But when you're with your girls, you have to suck it up.
Yes.
And like, everything's okay. It was just a little bump.
Because it is such a fun ride.
And you want to keep it going because you need to be their support system, the things you do for your kids.
Yeah. I feel like that's the hashtag of this show.
Right.
And you're working on a lot for Nora right now.
She is so appreciative. I know. Her birthday is coming up. So when the episode comes out, it will have been the previous Friday. But her birthday is in just a few days. This is a very weird week for me. Yesterday or 2 days ago was her like due date back when I was pregnant. And so then I'm thinking about what that was like when I was pregnant and just the anticipation and what's going on. And so anyway, I've just been thinking a lot about that. I'm sure you moms remember that with your first one. Like,
and honestly, like I feel like this phase of life, I love the time hop things from Facebook.
Yeah.
Because especially like you were saying, thinking back to like what you were doing last year at this time, like I really appreciate those little reminders.
Well, I feel like I don't have a lot out because I look like a hot mess. Literal hot. I can't even imagine if it would have been like this out because it wasn't even this hot, but I was, oh my gosh, it was not a good color on me. I was bloated and swollen.
Oh my gosh,
and just,
I think everyone is though when they're pregnant, but midsummer would be
like,
hard.
Get out. So anyway, I am planning for her birthday. We're just having a little barbecue here with friends and family. So my family's coming into town, my brother and his wife and my 3 niece and nephews. So they're visiting.
And when she says coming into town, I must say like props to your brother and sister-in-law because
they're amazing.
Like when I say mine are coming to town, they have like a couple hour drive. Christine has family that's literally driving from like South Carolina. So I love how you guys are like tight-knit like that. That is something that like a lot of families don't have. Like people that live that far, it's like you see them every once in a while. So
I am very thankful
to you guys because I feel like you see each other pretty often for how far you live away.
We do, and I'm very thankful for that. And that's another reason it sounds silly why I'm like really trying to get my house in order and want it to feel really comfortable and making sure when we're done recording, I go to Costco so there are bananas for my niece and my nephew because I want it to feel comfortable and homey. And they haven't been to our house yet. And so it's like
first. You have to especially, be like,
make it look good, sweep the floors, get my life together. But I spent the other day getting decorations together and I made her like a little iron-on onesie and I posted an Insta story and I apologize to my future children or child, if I have any, that I'm not going to go all out for them. I had this huge cardboard, a box left over from something we got. And I literally wrote out the letters of her name and cut them out and then spray painted them.
Oh my gosh, that's going to look so cool.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I was like, that's a good use. Reuse, recycle.
Yeah, I mean, some things you can reuse. Like, I'm lending you a couple things from Rowan's birthday.
Well, because I was looking up on Amazon, like, how much does a high chair decoration, like the tulle cost? And it's like $20. And I already spent money on some things, but I'm like, I've got to ask around. I asked a friend for coolers, and I'm like, oh yeah, if you have any lawn chairs, bring them with you.
I'll do that.
But I love that I have people I can ask for things too.
Yeah,
so moms, don't buy everything. Ask around.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say one of the other things, well, you do events, but this is your first birthday you're planning.
I know.
I did too. So like, I feel like I learned from my first one. With Reagan's, I might have gone a little over the top.
No such thing.
She only turned 1, and I felt like we needed a princess bouncy house.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what Robert would say if I told him we were getting a bounce house.
Well, I don't know why Kyle didn't be like, Rachel, she can't really even bounce around in it yet.
But the friends can. And I will say this, I've thought a lot, like, what are the other kids going to do? That's why I was going to borrow some of your water things. I have to text everyone and say, bring a bathing suit for your kids and, like, have stuff outside. But
I mean, it was fun because of that. Yeah. Like, all my nieces and nephews love the bounce house.
That's fun. Oh, Reagan's wondering.
Reagan's overhearing bouncy house.
There is a sad disappointment in my backyard because there is just a bitty pool. But anyway, the things we do for our kids, Nora doesn't know now, but I'm even doing a time capsule for her, like a little box and having people put a letter in it or like a magazine from this
I still have to get my item.
Just anything funny, like a picture, and then she can get it when she's 18.
Yeah, I feel like with birthday parties, every year you kind of learn like what works or what didn't. Because,
or what was unnecessary.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, the bouncy house, maybe not necessary, but it was really fun.
Right.
And I think the biggest thing we did differently for Reagan's first birthday versus Rowan's is for Rowan's birthday, we decided to have it somewhere else. So we actually had it at church. We had it at Worship Center.
That's nice.
Yeah, they allow you to rent out, like, they have a handful of different rooms you can pick from. Oh, sick child in the background. But, yeah, it worked really well because then it took the stress off of me. Like, I didn't have to worry about the cleanup and the kids that enjoyed the bouncy house. They came in and out of our house a whole bunch of times. And Kyle had recently mowed before Reagan's party.
Oh,
so
right.
I just felt like we had to clean up the party, but then I had to vacuum because there was grass everywhere. So I loved having the party somewhere else.
That is really nice.
But I feel like you're going to have great weather because it's supposed to be really nice all week. And it's hot.
It's like 1,000 degrees today, though. I'm over this.
Oh, I'm over the heat, too.
That was a strong
But
emotion.
at least when it's dry, like, your house stays clean.
Dry heat. I hope that it gets a little bit, I mean, I can't say cooler, not as scorching hot later this week because I just can't deal. This is too much.
Oh, I think our kids are building a tower.
They are. Or Nora's just watching because she loves to watch people.
Hey Thrivers, if you've been listening and you would love to join the Inspire Business community or a mastermind group like you've heard us talking about tonight, I have a special coupon code just for you. If you use code THRIVE20, that's THRIVE20, you can save 20% off of any workshops or upcoming events, or you can use that towards a mastermind membership and save $100 off your membership for the year. So this is an awesome chance for you to get involved, and I would love to see you at an upcoming event. Again, it's Thrive20, and I hope to see you soon.
So the thing that I'm not good at yet is like knowing how much food to get or knowing where to put it all or set it up because I always just, shoot for the stars or like do too much. And so I feel like even now that you've done a few parties, you probably have a better handle on what you need or like how to fix it because I've never had a big party like this before. And so it's just, uncharted territory, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be so fun. And at the end of the day, I feel like people shouldn't come to a party expecting it to be like a 5-course meal, you know, especially if it's for a kid. Like, come expecting it to be for kids. And if you're still hungry afterwards, stop somewhere and get food. I mean, if it's an adult party, like we're having a 4th of July barbecue. So for our barbecue, obviously we're feeding our grown-up friends.
Right.
And we told everyone to bring a side dish. So I feel like we'll have plenty of food. But I do feel like with kids' parties, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's for the kids.
No, you're right. I need to remember that. And even like with what is everyone going to play, like I just have to trust that it's going to be fun and I'm going to have enough stuff for everybody to play with and occupy everybody and it'll be fun. And Nora will love it. And I'll have amazing photos. And when she can actually look at them, I'm sure it'll be special. But
yes, hashtag things we do for our kids.
The things we do
We're
for our kids.
overthinking. We are planning ahead. And I mean, at this age, they probably don't care that much. But I feel like it's the little details that like make it special. And like I remember looking at pictures from Reagan's party and I didn't really go over the top with like decorations and things. And so for Rowan's, I planned ahead and I was able to reuse some things. But then since it was my second one, I bought that tulle, like the little skirt to go on the high chair. And I also got her like a matching little like party hat. And now I'm letting you use them.
That should be a thing. Like, I have $1 million idea. Probably not. But people, there's like Facebook Marketplace and you can buy things. But a place even just to borrow amongst people that like live in your community. Like if I knew, someone down the street had whatever I'm looking for, what kind of decoration I would want. And I could just borrow it and return it or something. Like a way to share. Because I'm sure people buy a lot of unnecessary things. Oh. Especially when you're caught up in the madness of like, I need everything. And a lot of people have asked me what the theme is. Because I'm guessing that's a thing.
Is there a theme?
No, a theme is like, we did it. I made it a year. That's my theme. But even for her baby shower and her nursery, everybody asked me what the theme was. I'm like, is that such a thing? Like, I felt like I was missing the boat because I didn't have a theme. But she's one. She likes Cheerios and taking naps. Like, I didn't want to... impose
I love it.
her.
I feel like you could have done like a camo like Survivor theme.
Because
we made it a year.
We made it a year.
I'm thinking like old school Destiny's Child.
Robert and I could have done a choreographed dance.
It could have been over the top.
See, that would have taken a lot more effort than I was willing to put in for it. And like, that would have been over the top.
I don't think there has to be a theme.
That's really funny.
I mean, the most themed party I did was well, because Reagan's 3rd birthday, we had at the stable. And so it was like a down on the farm, like a horse party.
That was perfect. That was so good.
Yeah, but we reused some stuff from her previous party. Like her second birthday, I had gotten this really pretty like birthday, like happy birthday bunting. And I think with birthdays, if you are somebody that does like to like buy the supplies and go over the top, keep yourself organized, because then year by year, you'll know I can reuse this and save money on things. Because I think that's part of the problem too, is with a lot of party things, people either throw them out or misplace them or forget what they have. So then they end up buying things all over again.
Well, that's true for life.
True.
Like life. If I am better organized, I know where things are. Obviously, I don't have to go buy new stuff. Case in point.
Yeah. Isn't that something Mara shared? She'd be proud of us for remembering that.
Mara. So I need to ask her where this is, because she came and helped me organize. I cannot find my Swiffer, like sweeper refills, the liquid that goes in the wet jet. And I actually texted my husband, who's at work, and asked if he knew. Like, I'm the one who's home right now. And he said he thinks we have some, and I don't know where it is, but I don't want to go buy more.
Well, because the Swiffer stuff,
anyway,
it's not cheap, and it lasts a long time.
I know.
So I would be the same way. There's some things that, like, you got to find them before you buy new ones. You got to make sure you're really out of it.
It has to be somewhere, but it's all about being organized and having a place for everything so you know where to go. And that is something Mara helped me with. So I'm going to try to keep it going.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it, though, is keeping it going. Like, you can't just organize and then forget about it. Like, it's such a process. It takes so much energy.
I know.
Maybe not for her, but for the rest of us.
I know. Well, here's the thing. So Jenna Kutcher says, everyone doesn't, I've said this, they don't know their secret sauce. Like, you don't know maybe what makes you special or what your giftings are until you meet someone who doesn't have them, or who needs the gifting you have, which is a reason why it is so fun to be friends with people who are so different from you, because I feel like they help you discover more of who you are. We're getting deep here. This is...
Wow, it did. It went from, like, parties and, like, banging your head on kiddie rides.
I should have let you know we were transitioning into something serious. But, no, even just with friends, like, some people are better listeners, or some people are really good at cards, or some people love to make dinners, or even if you're someone who likes to organize, being able to go to a friend's house and just help sort through things with them, or be there with them while they reorganize their cabinets, or I don't know. But... there's something that everybody is really good at, and you just may not know it, especially if you feel like you're just, in the grind of your own world. You need to go share your giftings.
read a quote today. What was it? It was, growth can't happen, like, from within your comfort zone. Exactly. It was all about, like, stepping out of your comfort zone, because you could just stay in your little bubble. You're never going to really get anywhere. So it was about how, like, sometimes doing something new or scary is what's going to help you learn new things, or just, improve. Maybe it's your business, or, maybe if you're like a new mom and maybe you're newer to the area, or you're just new with, having kids and you're staying at home for a while. I think part of, like, that being lonely and having kids is something everyone experiences, but, like, it might mean you need to step out of your comfort zone and be like, I have to intentionally make some friends.
Preach.
And I feel like that's something that, like, you're great at. I love that Christine is like, I'm going to be friends with that person. I'm like, what do you mean you're just going to, like, be friends?
I just see
But she's so good at, like, well, I'm, if I have a chance, I might ask them for coffee or something.
Yeah.
But I think it just made me laugh the one time that I forget who we were even talking about, but you were like, yeah, I remember seeing that person and was like, I'm just going to be her friend.
I just want to be her friend. Well, because I love having friends. So what you're saying about putting yourself out there is something I've been thinking about lately, with just being, in retrospect. What am I trying to say? Being reflective.
Oh.
Anyway.
Like in hindsight.
In hindsight. On my life this past year. Oh, that's probably why I'm thinking about Nora. But all these things that are happening in my life right now, like my business and these friends that I'm making and this podcast, are all because, this is why, when I was home on maternity leave and I wanted to be around other moms and I knew that I needed a support system in a community, I joined the moms group at our church. And I didn't know anybody else that was in this moms group. I had never been a part of it. I had never done any kind of, like, group at church by myself before, and so I just signed up and I emailed the person in charge.
Stepped out of your zone.
Stepped out of, and even though I am an outgoing person, doing something like that is still fearful for me. Like, I don't love that. And
see, I'm the same way, and I think a lot of people think that, well, you're talkative, you're outgoing.
No, I didn't
things like
it.
that. I think people assume come easy for maybe our personality types.
It wasn't.
But it's still not
even
easy when you feel like the outsider.
I showed up and I knew that other people knew each other, and I like sat down at my table and I'm like, okay, let's go. One of the girls I sat with is Jessie, who we had on the show with oils and who now I'm really good friends with. And the other one was Janessa, who I was in a small group with and I just had a play date with this week. And so from that are all these people that I have met who have introduced me to other people, who have opened up these doors and opportunities. And I feel like when you take steps, even when you don't know where it's leading, that God really honors that and brings fruit from that. And so even if it's something that seems small in the moment, if it seems small in the moment, like, you don't know what the ripple effect of that is going to be. So I love that you said that quote, because that's really true. You just try new things and put yourself out there.
Yeah, and when it comes to birthday parties, you can do it differently the next time.
You can.
You've got one every year.
So basically, Robert, bounce house for Nora's second birthday. It's going to happen. Or a huge ball pit in our backyard.
Well, I have seen they have like blow up houses now that have like slides, like the ones that you can like climb up and like you slide down into like a ball pit. Or I know they have ones that you can like put like you can hook it up with water somehow. So instead of being like a ball pit, you could slide into like water or something. Like, how cool would that be?
Well, speaking of ball pit, Robert asked me what we wanted to get Nora for her birthday. And okay, so mom truth, I was like, she's not going to know if we get her anything really. And she's going to get other things from people coming. So does she really need a present? And Robert's like, yes, she does. And so I said she needs a ball pit. And then he asked me a few days later, like, so did you want to order a ball pit? I was like, oh, I wasn't serious. I just thought that would be fun.
Oh my goodness, it's good he didn't order it. Because you know how Robert is. I feel like he would have ordered gone online and
actually he might have. I don't even know. But it would be fun. But I'm like, okay, that would get old after a while. And then we would have just these balls all over the house. And we'll go out to wherever they have those for her ball pit experience.
There's a few places around here. If your kids like to bounce, if they like ball pits, Bounce Craze is on Granite Run.
Yep.
There's Sky Zone.
Sky Zone. So
a lot of fun places.
Might do that this week because she does like to bounce and
who doesn't?
Jump
I feel like
on the
little
bed.
kids love that kind of stuff. I, on the other hand, let me tell you, I went to Sky Zone one time. It was after I had had both of my girls. I think Rowan was only a handful of months old. I had also drank a large iced coffee that morning. Christine, I thought I was going to pee my pants. Like, I actually felt like, I was like, now I understand, like, how my mom has felt all these years.
Isn't that
like, we would always give my mom such a hard time when, like, my dad would always, like, roughhouse and, like, tickle us. And, like, he would, like, get my mom laughing so hard, she'd be like, oh, Robert, I'm gonna pee. And, like, as a kid, I was like, oh, my goodness. Like, that's so ridiculous. And then I went to Sky Zone and was like, now I understand.
It's happening.
Now I get it.
Oh, my. The things you do for your kids. You might birth them and then
you go to Sky Zone and you can't bounce the same.
So I have news. I think I told you, Nora can kind of crawl.
Yes, you said she's like army crawling.
This has been a journey. Oh, she heard me talk about her. It's like a one arm.
She just waved.
I love her.
Oh, she's such a sweetie.
She's so sweet. But yeah, she can do this like one-armed thing, maybe like a few inches forward, but every day I see it more and more. So I'm like, okay, good. I'm going to her yearly checkup or like her 1 year well visit. I don't know. Next week, and I can tell the doctor confidently she is crawling. And she can take little steps when I hold her hands, like all within the last week.
Yeah, that's so good.
This has been a journey.
I feel like that's something else, like, with kids and birthdays and these milestones, sometimes it's great and other times it can be almost like anxiety. Like going to these checkups, like if your kid, if you feel like maybe they're not like hitting all of the, you know, milestones that they should be according to Baby Center or whatever. And I feel like every kid is just so different.
Baby Center. No. No, but you're right. It's good to get information, but I've had a lot of people recently, and I'm so thankful, tell me that she is fine and it is okay. Even though I know that, there's still the other part of me that wants her to be at a developmental point that I think she's supposed to be or that other babies are. And I'm like, it is just the beginning of this crazy life of like wanting your child to be successful and be okay. So She's okay.
She's going to be
She's
great.
army crawling on one side.
Oh my gosh. But she's fine.
She's fine. There she is.
And I have actually read about like the 1 year milestones, and they say that like as long as they're pretty much like making an effort, like you should really only be concerned from what I read, like if your kid would just have like no desire to move anywhere.
Okay, well, she is a little lazy though, and after she moves once, she like goes on her back and smiles. But I'm seeing a little bit more drive from her recently because she's just content. So for her, the toy's too far away. Whatever. I'll just eat my shirt.
But she engages like with her eyes, and like you can tell, and she talks. I feel like she says more at this age than Rowan did. My kids could walk. Well, Reagan walked and talked, but Rowan concerned me because of how much my oldest did talk. I was like, this kid is never going to say a word. She's so quiet. And then everyone was like, oh, that's so normal. The second one. Yeah. The first one just talks for them. And I think it's true.
Yeah.
In my
absolutely.
experience.
And so I guess that is helpful to have other people tell you that. But then I think sometimes you just need to maybe not listen. And it's not okay to worry, but like you're going to worry. And so sometimes it's not helpful to have people tell you to relax because you want the best and you're still going to encourage your child and do your own thing. Sometimes you just gotta stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
Rowan was in her own lane.
Yes. And I feel like it's just that whole comparison thing in every part of life. It's really evident when you're a mom. It's hard not to compare kids, but especially when it's your first and you don't have anything to compare it to and you're just trying to figure out, is this normal? Is it not normal? But at the end of the day,
girls who are walking at 2 months old. I'm like, Nora, you're friends.
But mine were so tiny as well, which is funny because like I'm not tiny. And Kyle is like a, athletic guy, but somehow we had like little string bean children. I'm convinced they just walked because they didn't have a whole lot of weight to push around. It's probably easier for them.
Nora has some weight to push around.
But she's going to be so cute when she can finally walk. I love that. So you, for her party, you have like the month by month pictures.
Yes.
I didn't do that for either of mine. I mean, I just had the digital version.
Yeah.
If you want that, go to my Instagram. But I love the little banner that Christine has, and it's like months 1 through 12, and then she put like a picture on each month. And it's so cool because you can see like how much she has changed.
Right.
I feel like are you tearing up?
No.
I feel like you're...
Oh, I'm not, but now I feel like I should. I probably will cry at some point this week, but no. Now when I look back on her photos, like I have this photo on my fridge of when she was in daycare, and I'm like, oh, she's such a baby there. Like her face was so much rounder. And you would tell me when you came over that you noticed a difference in her.
Yeah.
But
that's because for such a long time, like when you were at school, we could only hang out in the evenings. So I never saw Nora. She was always sleeping. So like once a month, I'd be like, "Oh, hey, Nora, you're awake."
Oh, that's what the theme of her party: Cheerios and naps. Ooh, threw my phone around, but
it's good.
It's going to be a fun weekend, and I'm just really excited to celebrate. And I'm not going to be too sad because I just love what's ahead and being able to watch her grow and reach those milestones and just be her biggest cheerleader. So,
and that's what matters. That'll be so fun. I'm looking forward to. We're having a barbecue tomorrow, and I grabbed a whole bunch of fun, like, patriotic stuff.
Oh, can't wait to see it.
In, like, the dollar section at Target. You know, when you first go in.
They suck you in.
They do. And I bought it a few weeks ago. I feel like this is my new thing, is, like, if I buy stuff ahead of time, I don't feel as guilty. Because I feel like if I buy things last minute, like, when I also need to get the food and the snacks and the condiments, and then I buy all, like, the, the sunglasses and the table things.
I can get behind that. I get it.
So what I do is, like, I know we're having a barbecue. So, like, a month ago, I grabbed all these cute things. And so now when we have to buy, like, the food and supplies, Kyle will be like, oh, it's just food and supplies.
And then you can pretend like I already had this stuff. It's
exactly.
organized in our holiday bin.
Yeah, it's been there.
Well, I can't wait to see your setup. I know it'll be great because you are also really good at hosting. And
well, thank you.
It's going to be fun.
It should be a good time. Happy birthday, America and Nora.
Happy birthday.
Well, we hope you guys have a great week. We just wanted to touch base. This isn't a long episode, but
we have husbands working late and daughters very, very patiently waiting, playing quietly.
Yeah, I think Reagan, she's got my phone, so I'm really not sure what she's doing over there.
I'm sure something
if
educational.
If you've seen anything on Instagram that doesn't look like I posted it, That's why.
Podcasts work. Well, thank you guys for joining us so much. We hope that you had a great holiday.
And stay tuned next week. We will have with us another guest who is a newer mom. Her baby is just about your baby's age. Bethany Ballantyne is a mom to Oakland who just turned 1.
Yes.
So she's a local photographer, and her husband does videography for weddings and events. She is all over Instagram, so we are really excited to have her on the show. She's also a good friend of mine, and I can't wait to hear what she has to share with you guys.
So stay tuned, and moms, in case no one told you yet today, you are doing amazing. Thank you so much for listening today. You are a part of a growing community of women, moms, and business owners who are here to encourage and inspire. You can connect with Rachel on Instagram at Rachel Klein Creative, or like her Facebook business page for web design and marketing tips.
Keep up with Christine and all her latest events at Christine Campbell Events on Instagram. Another way to get involved and be first to hear about upcoming podcast guests and giveaways is to join our email list. You can sign up at rachelkleincreative.com/thethrivepodcast. And if you've enjoyed listening, be sure to write us a review on iTunes so that we can continue encouraging moms and businesswomen each week.